And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning, and so much more. Over 80 show partners with the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we all want to educate, entertain, enlighten, but most importantly, we want to engage you in an effort to help you win in any marketplace.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Now, we want you to pull out your smartphone, save our Consumer Advocate hotline number in your phone, 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372. Don't forget our number. Bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. Consumerqb.com. A plethora of resources available for you there. You can see links to all of our expert contributors. You can see their contact information, their website information. You can also submit a form. An email form will come directly back to me, and we'll make sure that we get back to you with any questions, comments, concerns you have. And we had a great week last week. Had a lot of people reaching out, wanting to know more about the valuation of their real estate. We had folks reaching out looking for credit improvement ideas. We got the credit magician William Crowley on the scene for that, and we're going to help you win in any marketplace. And let's go around the horn now. It's Intelligent Talk Radio, and I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today. Back in studio, Milena Mateev, Tampa Bay chapter president, and also Gulf to Bay premier interior. She's an interior design expert, home staging expert as well. Welcome in.
Thank you, Brandon. How are you?
Doing great. And yourself?
Well, we were able to get over Thanksgiving.
Yes.
We made it. So I'm really excited about the holidays and looking forward to a very interesting conversation here today.
Excellent. I love it. All right. Also in studio, Zach Davis, representing Maximum Audio and Video. Welcome in, sir.
Hey, Brandon. How you doing?
Excellent. Things are good.
Yeah, happy to be here. Black Friday is over for us. Now getting pumped up for the holidays.
Nice. Slam busy day for you.
Got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of customers coming in. So, yeah, kind of showing them new products and stuff that's hot right now.
Awesome. So you guys are specialists in home audio, home video, adding those cool gadgets to the home and automating the systems.
And making everything work together and making it easy.
That's right. Nice. I like that. Yeah, I love that. So more from our expert contributors coming up. We always start our show off with a little bit of personal development, and we want to help you, our business owners out there, a lot of small business owners listening, medium-sized businesses. So we're going to help you call that audible. And so today what we want to talk about is having confidence, self-concept, the way that you think about yourself and your self-confidence. So it comes from raising your self-esteem, and basically it's your reputation with yourself. If you're congruent, if you're one of the people that follow through with what you say you're going to do, you're going to have no hesitation when it comes to answering questions, to presenting yourself, speaking in public, whatever it might be. We want to talk about that today. And it's not external. It doesn't come from other people. It comes from within. And one other cool, important reason as well, or thing to think about, is that you don't get it by comparing yourself to others. That's not the way to do it. That's just a temporary boost if you're caught into that. You want to become the person who does the right thing all the time, who's congruent. And the best yardstick is to do the right thing. And you want to think about the personal development side of your business, your morning routines. Those are things that are going to help you if you're educating yourself daily. There's so many ways that you can do it now. You can download our podcast, iTunes podcast. There's YouTube videos. There's so many resources available for you to improve yourself, your self-concept, and that's going to put you ahead of the competition. You know, a lot of the competition is not going to be doing that, and that's how you're going to get better. It's small steps, small improvements daily that's going to help you rise above your competition and lead to success and prosperity. So there's your quarterback 2-minute drill from Brandon Rhymes here, the Consumer Quarterback, published author and professional speaker. Check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves, and we're going to help you there. We've got some cool stuff going on where we're actually licensing this product nationwide. So kind of part 2 of the book is coming out, and it's really exciting with that. We've got Ken Shamrock, Des Woodruff, and some help as well from Lindsay. Some real cool stuff going on with that. So we got coming up, Name That Tune. We're going to do our 90s rock songs, I believe it is, 90s rock songs. And we have our feel-good story of the week as well. Holocaust survivor donates $1 million to wounded American veterans to express his thanks. And that's our positive story of the week. And let's give a shout out to Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. That is our official hotel partner. Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on St. Pete Beach. It's the first new hotel built on St. Pete Beach in decades. Spanish ancestry meets cool Mediterranean attitude. Whitewashed Mediterranean palace with expansive luxury suites with balconies overlooking either the Gulf of Mexico or the Intercoastal Waterway. You have rooftop yoga on the weekends from that beautiful 360 lounge up top. And you also have the Castile restaurant. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner served at the Castile restaurant. So even if you don't stay, just go check them out. Awesome place to check out there is Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora, our official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Now, if you want to book with them, let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. You're going to get 20% off of your stay at Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. All right, Milena, let's jump right into this. So, real estate is a passion of mine. Obviously, it's a passion of yours. It's one of the main drivers in our economy, and you're an expert in the areas of interior design. So what are you seeing right now? What's kind of the new trendy things? What are some of the things that people are doing?
Real estate is probably, and I'm thinking we're just having this conversation earlier, real estate is hand in hand with, because the market being so important to the economy, the real estate market being such a major part of the economy, it is also a subsidiary, if you wish, of the technological advancement and all the, technology in principle.
Right.
So your real estate market, which is mine as well and everybody else's, is usually dependent on what do you see online. Because obviously you cannot look at the houses. You cannot, 70s are gone, you don't drive by houses. So your idea of what real estate market is right now is what you get online. And what I see, I do work with new construction and redesign and renovations. But what I see mostly is that our millennials are the new buyer on the market, huge share of it. We've been waiting for it to happen for a long time. It's finally coming along. They're educated. They, however, as well as I and you and everybody else probably in the studio, we've been so accustomed to the instant gratification thing that came with technology.
That's right.
I see on the, because when you buy a property, it's an emotional connection. It's a psychology connection. It really is.
Sure.
You're willing to sacrifice more things for less things or whatever it's important to you. So millennials are actually setting up a new trend. And the trend is that they really look into what is comfortable and trendy for them right now. So real estate-wise, houses-wise, kitchens have become hugely important. And we can talk about how they influence the well-being, of the inhabitants.
Yeah, the kitchen is the center of the home.
The kitchen is the center of the home.
The heart of the home, yeah.
Yes. Privacy is hugely important because they perceive the fact that you're a user, but you're also a victim of social media. Mm-hmm. You treat your home as your private preserve. This is where you retrieve and you actually have these 10 hours or 8 hours, whatever it is. You don't want to be who you perceived you are. You really want to be. They want to feel grounded. They want to feel a connection with someone. They want to socialize with people they want to socialize. They want to be private. So they want technology when they're at home to help them. Mm-hmm. And as far as finishes, talking about interior design, that, hippie go happy feel of the millennials, that was a while back kind of, the trend. I think they're getting more into the sweet late 70s, early 80s feeling in terms of design and technology. I mean, in terms of design, what they surround themselves with. So going back to the real estate market, I think that and they actually, some of them, it was a wrong perception that the millennials are not capable of buying more expensive properties.
Yeah,
I think
I think the original debate was not that they're maybe not capable of. Well, that's part of it, but that they saw their parents get screwed by the banks and the politicians and the lobbyists with the '08 meltdown. So yeah, I think it was that. And then what happened is you had a combination of the loan modifications, the short sales coming through, making them incapable, like you said, of having the appropriate credit scores. And they just said, hey, you know what? This whole home buying thing, I'm not sure if it's right for me. I'd rather just rent.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And now, if you're reading the stats, actually the renters market is getting kind of scared. I mean, it's the people who own properties now are starting to see declining to rentals because that same mass of renters are actually looking into buy because they're starting to see the benefit of, why would I spend, $700-800 to rent when I can pay towards my home, right?
Yeah, it
So-
makes it 30% higher cost.
There you
to
go.
rent.
Exactly right.
Yep.
So I actually, on a side note, I have a project right now that I'm working on. It's a renovation, basically an investment property, which when it's done, although it's a 1950s frame home, when it's done, it will be every little bit 2017, 2018, and it's going to be a fraction of a price to what it will be to build.
Right.
And then you see, discrepancy in the market is that you have not that much built out.
Right.
Actually, new construction is lesser than what the demand is.
Yeah.
Because you have aging population in place.
Lack
You
of
have
inventory, lack of labor
inventory.
force.
Most of it is renovation right now. People
Yep.
who have equity in their homes, they prefer to take a loan, build a mother-in-law suite, do an
Yep.
update rather than buying a new one. So it's an interesting market, a very interesting market.
Very much so. Yeah,
Yeah.
very much so. And you hit it right on the head. New construction's up. New construction is up, but the labor pool is what's drawing back. A lot of our contractors come on the show. They have the same issue with whether it's Fred Muth with Tampa Screens and Aluminum or Jason Avery, our home remodeling expert partner, our builder that's building our house. We're building a house over in Pinellas. Labor force, you're hearing it again and again. So that's affecting, especially on a local market. And then you look at the commercial side with what Jeff Vinnick and Bill Gates, some of the Microsoft money flowing through downtown. So you look at the enormous pool for talent in terms of labor force, coupled with some of the other factors. But we definitely have a lack of inventory here in the Tampa Bay market. So if you're a seller out there thinking about selling, we would love to talk to you. Our premier sponsor for the show is Platinum MVP Realty, and we would love to talk to you about that. Anything that comes up during the day, we would love for you to reach out to our hotline. You can call or text 813-670-7372. 670-7372. We got some great ideas coming back at you here. Milena Mateev, she is the Tampa Bay chapter president and also for Gulf to Bay Premier Interior. She's a design expert and home staging. We got Zach Davis as well, Maximum Audio Video coming up. We're going to talk more about that. So stay with us. Don't touch that dial. We're going to talk about our feel-good story of the week as well. Holocaust survivor donates $1 million to wounded American veterans to express his thanks. So more from our expert contributors. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Get in touch with Brandon online at consumerqb.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation. Visit Pasco County, Florida.
Listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. We're looking for inventory, still a lack of inventory in the marketplace, and the holidays are a good time to sell. You've got some very sincere buyers out there that have to move. They want to move before the year end. There's many reasons why. Number one, they want to move before the year ends. They want tax. They want to have the homestead exemption in place or tax implications. Or maybe it's a student that looking to their son or daughter looking to be in a certain school district for the next year or transferring. So Platinum MVP Realty, PlatinumMVPRealty.com as well. Got a couple of hot listings I want to let you know about. We got a property here, 2606 North Valrico Road in Seffner. It's a great buying opportunity. Attention builders, developers. We've got 84 acres here, wooded and zoned ARG-PD, located off of Valrico Road and convenient access to I-75 and I-4. Great buying opportunity. Also have some lake frontage there of Hooker Lake, and listed just over $1 million. Call for pricing on that one. And we got a beautiful property on Clearwater Beach, North Clearwater Beach here, 1024 Mandalay Avenue, Mandalay subdivision, 2-bedroom, 2-bath property, over 1,860 square feet, and listed at $749,000. Great buying opportunity. Compliments of Platinum MVP Realty. Beautiful property. Check out the pictures online as well. PlatinumMVPRealty.com. Compliments of Fabre Frameworks. They're our official real estate photographer company, Fabre Frameworks. They do a great job for us. And Intelligent Talk Radio, I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today. Heavy on real estate. We're talking about real estate today on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Milena Mateev is in the house. She's the owner of Gulf to Bay Premier Interiors, and she's also the Tampa Bay chapter president of the Real Estate Staging Association. And we also have Zach Davis in the house as well. Zach Davis representing Maximum Audio and Video. And let's go ahead and shift gears. Let's bring Zach into the conversation, and let's talk about, these days it's easy, to bring these systems into your home, but you got to know what you're doing. And, when you have this, it's a simplicity factor that's going to help you simplify your life and have all these systems working together.
Right. I mean, the common misconception is I see with a lot of consumers is they talk to us, they come speak to us, and they say, I want something very simple to use. I want to be able to integrate this technology in my life. I don't exactly know how to get there. I've bought a couple things. I've gone online. I've bought some things. I've read some things. Right. I'm still not sure exactly how all this can work together. Amazon Alexa is a great example. The commercials are everywhere, and I'm very happy that brings home automation to the forefront. However, there's no magic about it. Alexa cannot turn on the mechanical light switch on your wall without other equipment. It does
Right.
nothing out of the box. So when you see these commercials, you see this stuff, it can be a little hard to understand where all the nuts and bolts are, and that's what we do. I mean,
do we really want Alexa listening to all of our conversations? I just think about Google.
not in particularly, I wouldn't think.
Yeah.
And luckily, we offer solutions that don't listen to you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
to be able to integrate these cool things into your life, how do you get from point A to point B?
Yeah.
We have experts at our Dale Mabry location. The guys that spec this stuff for your home and design your systems, they know what they're doing. They live it. They're passionate about it.
Yeah.
It's not a kid that was working in the mall last week. These are guys that
Exactly.
this is what they do.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We're talking with Zach Davis here, representing Maximum Audio Video, and you look at the affordability. As technology goes, as it comes along. I remember back when the first flat screen TVs,
Right.
LCDs, they cost a bundle. Now, in relating that to technology, technology is very affordable now. The affordability versus some of the options. Maybe talk about that. Talk about retro versus new construction.
Yeah, I mean, the scalability, affordability, all comes down to planning. A lot of the new construction work that we do, I can't stress it enough, is that we get it wired properly for the future.
Right.
A little bit of money in the proper wiring and setting the house up for the future will save a ton in the down the road. You're not
Right.
going to tear out drywall. You're not going to move stuff around. A little bit. Get it working with an expert that can get in there and figure out what you're going to need, where we're going to be in 5 years, and what we're going to need. That's really our forte. Even in a retrofit application, you're buying a new home.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It was built 15, 20 years ago with none of these new technologies in place. We can come in and have that done for you before you move in. Even if you don't buy all the technology right now, you're set up for the future.
Yeah, at least have it set up. That way you have the wiring in place, the systems in place, and you can add as you go, pay as you go, because I know some of this is going to be a little bit costly for some of the folks, depending on price point. Now, let me bring Milena back into the conversation as well. So how do you work when it comes to working with companies that are going to come in and they're going to be putting in the wiring? What's some of the applications there?
So what he was just describing is, if you're going to have a new construction, it doesn't matter if it's a private residence, if it's a new apartment building, do yourself a favor, design the system, whatever it is.
Right.
I, as a designer, would come and help you. Whatever needs to be tweaked in terms of the finishes can be done if it's planned for.
We want to work together
Correct.
with
Right.
the designer, with the architect. We are here to supplement what they're doing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we all are want to be on the same page. We're not different disciplines that are trying to go different directions.
Right.
We want to be able to put it together so when you move in your new place, your lifestyle is represented and you're thrilled about your new house and what it looks like and how it works.
Yeah.
And 100% correct in the sense that if you don't bring everyone together at the very start, it makes it so much harder for everybody else involved into this project to make it happen the way you want. And the truth of the matter is that we work as trades. We work so much better together if you let us do our thing.
Right.
Wouldn't you agree that when we because we have the resources and we can make suggestions to the homeowner that they don't even know about,
Yeah, absolutely.
and we can maximize and streamline the process.
Exactly.
And unless there are people with unrealistic expectations, do you have these in your business?
Oh, a few.
Because I do have it in mind, and I offered the Harry Potter wand. I have a Harry Potter wand. I love Harry Potter, right? So I went and I bought me a cloak and a wand.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can give you my wand.
Yeah.
I'm not that good. Sometimes we do magic, but not
Here-
too much.
When
Right.
you hit him with that.
I mean, it's hard.
Maybe that.
We want to give everything to everybody, but at the end of the day, there is some realistic expectations that have to be laid out, and it's best to do it at the beginning
That's
and
right.
working with an expert.
That's right.
That's all I can stress.
Overpromise or underpromise, overdeliver, right?
Exactly.
And so here's another point that I'm thinking too is when you go in and you do this, it's going to improve your resale value. So whether you're going to be living there temporarily or at some point you might want to sell it, you're going to improve that resale.
Right. If you're showing a house to somebody, and the less they're going to have to do, the less the new people are going to have to do when they move in to get it up to the 2017, technological standards, the easier it is going to be to move that place rather than if you're talking about a $25,000, remodel before somebody moves in or
That's
or
right.
more.
Yeah, especially.
I have a funny. It's not funny. It was sad, but it's a real life example. Beautiful home on Monterey Boulevard, overlooking Coffee Pot Bayou. We staged it. It was about 3,000 square feet. Picture perfect. And when I saw the home when it was furnished, when the owners were living there. They moved out. We came to stage. This is not exaggeration. In the middle of the wall, in the living room, I see a 5-foot wide by 3 feet tall bundle of wires. Mind you, this is a home from probably anywhere from 1930s to 1950s.
Right.
What do you do? So, to what he's saying, as the home changed owners, they did the wiring for this, subwoofers and the surround sound and whatnot. And yes, we hit it. We staged it. The home sold. We had to remove the staging for the walkthrough, the final walkthrough.
What a shock.
And the new owner's like, what is this? I was like, well, this is your surround sound, and there's more. It's like, whoa.
Got to cut drywall and start backtracking and dealing with that. So
Right.
We're coming into our break, but when we come back, we'll touch on more of these success stories and things that you're seeing out there. And we have our feel good story of the week coming up, as well as our name that tune top songs from the rock songs from the 90s, and more from our expert contributors Milena, Mateev, and Zach Davis here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And when we come back, Holocaust survivor donates $1 million toward wounded American veterans. Find out who this was and more about this great story when we come back here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes, owner of Platinum MVP Realty, published author, professional speaker, and we are having some fun here in studio today. We're talking interior design, home staging. We're also talking about maximum audio, video, the ability to bring in these new technologies, cool technologies, automate your home automation, very important factor. And we're having some fun here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got Name That Tune coming up in our feel-good story. But first, I'd like to give a shout-out to Signature Massage and Facial Spa in Tampa. Are you looking for a place to get a massage or a facial at an affordable price, but without having to sign up for membership? Look no further at Signature Massage and Facial Spa. They offer a 1-hour Swedish massage for $49.95, always no contracts. And if you come in early during the early bird hours, you'll receive an additional $10 off. And for those muscles and knots that need extra work, ask about getting a deep tissue or sports massage. And if skincare is what you're looking for, they have amazing facial and microderm packages available. Check out Signature Massage and Facial Spa at 11248 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa, or call 813-925-8898. 925-8898, and let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, and you're going to get 10% off of your first service over at Signature Massage and Facial Spa. A couple of hot listings I want to let you know about. A couple of beautiful properties here in Tampa Bay. The first one is up in the new Tampa area, 10217 North, actually Timberland Point Drive. It is $329,000. We just reduced this property over $15,000 down to $329,000. 4-bedroom, 3-bath, Arbor Green subdivision, gated community, and it's a beautiful property, over 2,750 square feet, just reduced, over 3,900 total square foot, 10217 Timberland Point Drive in Tampa. And in the old northeast section of St. Petersburg, we've got a beautiful property here, 215 12th Avenue Northeast, large opportunity, beautiful home in the one of the best areas to live in Tampa Bay is the old northeast. 4-bedroom, 5-bath, over 3,680 square feet, and listed at $1.19 million. A great listing with Platinum MVP Realty. Check out PlatinumMVPRealty.com for all the pictures and information, PlatinumMVPRealty.com. And we want to remind you, reach out to our Consumer Advocate Hotline. Any questions, comments, concerns, you can call or text our Consumer Advocate Hotline, 813-670-7372. 813-670-7372. And we're having some fun here in studio. We've got Milena Mateev, Tampa Bay chapter president of the Real Estate Staging Association, as well as the owner of Gulf to Bay Premier Interiors. She's an interior design expert, home staging expert, as well as Zach Davis in studio representing Maximum Audio and Video. And let's talk about security for a little bit, because I'm sure that's an area that you guys are helping homeowners out with. You know, the automation, the security, especially when you have kids coming home. They're accompanied, they're unaccompanied a lot of times. They're punching a code, they're coming in, and you can watch them right there from your smartphone.
Right. So, I mean, part of what we've done more and more of over the past 5 years is security cameras, a front door station, whether that be from a company like Ring or a third party. Your security system with your motion detectors and your traditional monitoring, but all that being tied together, that when somebody has opened the door. You have a code for your front door for the housekeeper that's only works 3 hours a day on certain days. You have, the cameras that detect motion for when the pool cleaner comes in. All these different things tied together. But the biggest part of it is, I see with a lot of people, they will buy these systems and they will buy them off the internet, and they will DIY install them. And then the person that bought them is the only one that actually knows how to use it. Yeah. So the husband, the wife, the kids, and nobody else understands how it works, where to find it. So when they actually need that information, it becomes a little cumbersome, and that's the biggest source of frustration we see with all the new technology. But there is some great pieces out there that we use and that we know how to set you up with that, make the security at home just as big of a component as the fun stuff. And
what's interesting too is those DIY systems, people sometimes, if they don't know how to set it or change the code in there, I've seen stories where they've gotten hacked, and now you got a stranger that's looking at your cameras.
Right, and we hear that same thing, and luckily some people subscribe to the do it for me aspect other than do it myself. So we're there for that as well.
Yep.
And if I can just chime in, another aspect of, why would you want a professional to do it? When you're talking about home automation, and this is me working with millennial clients, and I'm not segregating them, I'm just saying these are the people who actually have the knowledge or are inquisitive about it. It makes so much more sense to have your security system, be it videos, all your cameras and stuff, sync with your overall home automation, where you control everything from a touch of a button, your lights, your security, your AC, everything that you have is actually in one spot versus having a do-it-yourself, $200
Everything
set.
has an app today, but that doesn't make it better.
Correct.
A single application solution that controls your entire home to either a huge extent or a small extent. But no matter if you're controlling one piece of equipment or 50 pieces of equipment in your house, a single user interface, a single point to be able to engage with it, to be able to set your temperature, turn your lights on, whatever it may be, just improves the quality of life. And this is not going away. This is the new normal. This will continue on in new construction and retrofit. So, working with somebody that knows security, that knows the vulnerabilities, that knows how to make sure your house is set up and protected against that stuff is hugely important.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
I always recommend, when we're talking about security, I always make sure that I tell my clients, just make sure that whatever outside security, whatever cameras you have, make sure you have the integration with the rest of your home, because then it makes your life easier and more secure.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, properly integrating the systems and it can also make your house, again, we talked about the resale, it's going to improve your resale value, but it also saves you money, especially when you have the thermostat hooked up on the systems that will, kind of fluctuate it during the day based on a usage need.
Of course, we do. Most of the systems that we do, I left a home today that's actually selling from one owner to another. They left everything in the house. They left every TV, every piece of automation, and that added a huge amount to the bottom line in Shore Acres. A younger couple bought the home. This is exactly what they wanted, and this was a huge selling point, that they were not going to have to go back and now do this after the fact. It was, part of the financing, and this system, it might need some updates. It was done a few years ago, but the framework is there, and what this made the house attractive to them.
Yeah, that's interesting. In the real estate space, you got to be careful if you're, including personal property as real property. I'm sure there's an addendum that said something to that effect. But yeah, if you just joined us, I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. We're talking with Milena Mateev in studio today. She's representing Gulf to Bay Premier Interiors, and we have Zach Davis as well, Maximum Audio Video. So I wanted to kind of shift gears here and talk about home staging as well, Milena, because I know, Zach brought up a great point. Whenever they had the TV, the systems in place, surround sound, all that cool stuff. Let's talk about home staging for a moment, because properties sometimes will sit on the market, especially if there's maybe it's on a system, a dead end street where it's coming into the car's dead end into your yard. There's some things that you can do in terms of home staging to help move the property. And I know the studies and the statistics rather will prove that.
Yes. So you as a professional and owner of real estate company, that there are two things that are detrimental for the sale of a home. One is the price, and two is the presentation.
Right.
And we all have own homes, people that own homes. We all love our homes. However, when you're selling your home, you're not selling your lifestyle. In other words, when you put your home on the market, you want to make sure that it's liked by others, not by you.
Right.
And the example that I just gave about the 5x3 wire system is just one of those things that, the surround sound and, whatever that makes the home. It's when you have a property that you're going to put on the market, you want to make sure that you present an irresistible opportunity for the home buyer. I don't, I'm just going to cite by memory, but a home that is staged compared to a home that is not staged, no matter if it's a vacant home, a new construction, or people who are selling the home live into the property, a staged home sells 71% faster than a home that is not staged.
Yeah.
And just to make clear, this is not cleaning your home. This is not organizing your home.
Yeah.
This is not sticking your stuff in the attic. No. this is basically creating a new painting dress. It's almost like creating a movie picture for somebody to come in.
Right.
And real estate agents who believe that this is a selling opportunity, when they use staging and have their price right, they sell the property way faster. Staging is less expensive than your first price reduction.
Right.
Period.
Good point. Yeah, absolutely. And then more, and we'll, maybe when we come back, let's talk more about the paint colors, the selections, the styles,
All of
what
that,
you're
correct.
seeing. Because
Yeah.
I know you go to a lot of the different conventions and events that are talking about, hey, here's what's trending, here's what we're going to see in 2018. Let's give our listeners a prediction of what's going to happen in 2018, as well as from you, Zach. I want to talk about emerging technologies. What do you see coming? What do you see happening in the next 3 to 5 years? So stay with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We have our expert contributors in studio today. We're also going to be talking about our feel-good story. We're going to bring you some positivity in our Tell Me Something Good segment, and we have our we're going to have some fun with you with our Name That Tune. So stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
Welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. In studio today, we've got Milena Mateev. She's the Tampa Bay chapter president of the Real Estate Staging Association, also the owner of Gulf to Bay Premier Interiors. We have Zach Davis as well in the house, Maximum Audio and Video. And we're having some fun here talking about ways that you can improve the resale value of your properties. And as the owner of Platinum MVP Realty, I want to let you know about a couple of hot listings that I've got here. Compliments of PlatinumMVPRealty.com, 3610 Casablanca Avenue on St. Pete Beach. This is a rare find. This is a duplex on St. Pete Beach, just north of the Don Cesar Hotel and just south of the Hotel Zamora. Our official hotel partner, Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora. But this is a beautiful property here, listed just above $600,000. Great buying opportunity. Again, a duplex, passive income. You couple that with the ability to buy it through an IRA. We had Scott Maurer on yesterday's show, Advanta IRA. The ability to buy a duplex through an IRA, and you never pay income tax on that because it's a self-directed vehicle. It's going to help you avoid taxes legally. And I also got a hot property here, $2.5 million property out in Thanona Sassa Road, 11502. This is vacant land. This is it actually has a house on it, a structure, but it's most likely it's a development play here. $2.5 million, great buying opportunity. Attention builders, developers, reach out. You got private waterfront overlooking Lake Thanona Sassa. Great buying opportunity, over 9 acres. So reach out, check us out at consumerqb.com. and consumerqb.com. You can submit the form. You can see all of our expert contributors there as well. And we have our hotline that you can reach out as well, 813-670-REQB, 670-7372. And back here in studio helping you win. So we left off, we were talking about what we were going to mention some of your success stories, I believe. We were talking about success stories and ways that you can utilize either home staging, interior design. Oh, that's what we're going to talk about, the trends. So what's hot, what's not, what's happening?
This is really maybe crashing for some people, but gray is out.
Gray's out.
Everybody is yelling that gray is going to stay for 10 years. So I'm sorry to say gray is out.
Yeah.
I was at, thumbs up too. I was at High Point last month, actually in October, and we had a lot of think tanks and a lot of the trendsetters in terms of space planning and furniture and design.
Sky Point, North Carolina?
Yes, High Point Furniture Market, correct. And we had a lot of, headbutting and, trend.
Really?
Yeah, doing stuff. And so the cool part is that we're going back to the golds of the late 70s, which is going to warm up. And thank you, millennials, for that. And we're going to go into these colors. We're going to go into a warmer scheme. If you look at the colors of the main Benjamin Moore, Sherwin Williams, pretty much all the big paint manufacturers.
Yep.
Look at what's trending right now. These are all warm colors. None of this is the grays and the kind of really cold greens and the black browns. None of this, which is amazing because this tells about the social-political environment we live in.
Interesting. Is that when we're talking about these colors? Are we talking about paints? We're talking about fabrics as well?
Just in general. These are your hues, your color schemes, if you wish. Okay. So you're going to see golds and browns and deeper reds and really full, like think about Elvis Presley blue.
Cool.
You know what I mean? Like that really cool blue and the really, really, really cool greens. Yeah. The ones that like 5 years ago would be like, what? And now it's like so cool.
I like it.
So they will bring a little bit more life into the interiors.
I like that. That. Same question to you, Zach. What's coming up? What's new? What's trending? What do you see happening?
Right. I mean, our industry is in overdrive when it comes to innovation. So 5 years from now, tough to look out to. A year from now, the things that have been popular, especially with younger buyers, we have a category just to get that we use that. How do you want the sound in your house to look? So most people think, you have speakers, they sit on the floor, they go in the ceiling. What we do a lot of is things like invisible speakers that people don't know that exist, or the speakers that match your can lights that go in your ceiling, so you have a flow to the house. So that has been the push in the industry, is to get away from just kind of a monochromatic product that's out there. That's something that actually blends with the lifestyle of your house, but you don't lose any of the experience, you don't lose any of the quality, you don't lose any of those things. So that has been where we've been pushing for and kind of moving the industry forward. So, as much as I would say, it's going to be this 4K TV or something, it's more about blending the experience into the house than it has ever been before.
Like it. I like it. All right, let's have some fun here.
Ladies and gentlemen, name that tune.
Name that tune. You guys ready? Okay, here we go. Rock songs from the 90s. All right, we're going to have a little fun. You know it? Go ahead.
November Rain.
That's right. Guns N' Roses. Extra credit if you named the artist too.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep.
All right, here we go. Song number 2.
I set it up. That's me in the corner.
R.E.M.
Yes.
My Religion.
R.E.M.
I love R.E.M. What's up with that?
Losing My Religion.
Yeah, that's my favorite. I even know.
It's a good tune, right?
I know the agent for R.E.M. and I know the lead singer.
Nice.
I hope they don't hear this.
That's cool. Yeah. All right, here we go. Here's another one.
Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam.
Jeremy? No, it's not Jeremy.
Even flow.
Even flow.
Even flow. All right, here we go. Here's another popular.
Sometimes I give myself the creeps.
Screen Day.
Yeah.
Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps setting up.
Basket case.
Basket case.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Last song.
No doubt.
No doubt. No doubt. It's no doubt. What's the title?
Don't speak. Don't speak.
I didn't know that was a rock song. Kind of
a little mellow, but
a little mellow rock, I guess.
my
All
brain
right,
hurts.
Having some fun with you here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. The Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any market. Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region's #1 consumer advocate program. And we always try to tell you a little positive, something positive happening out there as well to go against the often negative nonsense in the mainstream media.
Tell me something good.
All right, so we have an 83-year-old Holocaust survivor donating $1 million to organizations serving wounded American veterans. So Bernard Darty, a Paris native, is a retired co-founder of Darty Group, an electrical retailer operating in more than 340 stores in Europe. This year is saying thank you to the American soldiers of the 1940s who helped rescue him by making a $1 million donation to the Wounded Warrior Project in the Armed Services, the program for the American Red Cross. Even though more than 70 years have passed since my rescue, it's not too late to give back, Darty said. That's a lesson I hope the next generation recognizes, because it's all too easy to let procrastination give way to inaction. But action is what brings hope to those who need it. Interesting story.
Right.
Good story there out of gentleman out of Europe. All right, so let's jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round.
I am so good at lightning rounds.
I majored in lightning round.
All right, top tips, nuggets of advice, words of wisdom. Milena Mateev, Gulf to Bay Premier Interiors.
Staging wise, don't do virtual staging. I have to put it out. If you're going to put your house on the market, if you own the home or if you purchased the home and you rehabbed it or remodeled it, get a stager to do it.
Yeah, it just sounds like virtual staging, like really you're going to pop a picture,
And that's and it's thanks to Zach. It just, I'm very passionate about this. If it's a new construction and you're pre-selling before you even break ground, it's okay to do virtual staging.
Right.
Basically, it's rendering in Revit or any drafting program. Don't do it when the actual home is in, because first, one, looks awkward, and two, the shock when your buyer comes in and it's vacant.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's not what I saw.
Yeah.
Your pictures sell your property.
That's right.
So staging wise, don't do it.
Yeah, and Fabre Frameworks do a great job on our pictures, and sometimes I get the calls like, that picture, the property doesn't look anything like the pictures. Hey, I'm sorry, I'm putting the best foot forward I can, that best first impression, and unfortunately they use wide angle lenses and they make it look great. So it gets you there,
right.
and then the buyer gets there and they decide if they want it or not. Exactly. All right, Zach's top tips, things to do, nuggets of advice.
To everybody out there buying, renovating, in the market, find an expert. Talk to experts. It costs nothing to come talk to a company like ours or a company that's a licensed expert. The big box, they can't always steer you in the right direction because they just don't have guys that are passionate and that have the training, like a company like ours and other ones throughout the Bay Area.
That's
so
right.
Talk to an expert. It doesn't cost anything, and find out what you can and can't live without and what it takes to get there.
That's right. Yeah. And, supporting the local economy, that's the other thing. Almost all of our expert contributors are local companies. They're, at least they have, at minimum, they have local reps here that are supporting the local economies. They're supporting local charitable organizations. They're doing things here on a local level. So especially the lending side, don't go with the big banks, the guys that got the bailout money. Come on, work with our local lenders here, Mario Larrea, MI Mutual Mortgage, and Jason Brooks as well with eMortgage Management and the Del Bro team. I want to thank our expert contributors, Milena Mateev today, Zach Davis as well. And thank all of our expert contributors and you folks out there listening. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Something as simple as packing up leftover food, clothing, toys that you may have, handing it to that person that you see in need, or donating it to your church. Be a force for good in the community. And check us out on Facebook, Brandon Rhymes PA. Twitter at Brandon Rhymes 1, Instagram at Brandon Rhymes 1, of course, the Consumer Quarterback Show as well. We'll see you next time. Brandon Rhymes signing off from Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show. Weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.